Well, guys, thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there. It's midnight on the East Coast, but it's still Thanksgiving here on the West. Welcome to the Continental Las Vegas Invitational here on Fox Sports 1 College Basketball. As we've got a good one, it is Baylor against Memphis here in the nightcap. A look at the brackets from this tournament, and already from earlier today, which you saw right here on Fox Sports 1. Illinois defeated Indiana State, so they will take on the winner of this one tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern right here on Fox Sports 1. Hello again, everybody. Justin Kutcher alongside Bill Raftery. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had your fill of your turkey. Let's talk about this game because, Bill, this is the game that everybody wanted to see. This is an intriguing matchup.
Two outstanding programs trying to become two outstanding teams. And I think the biggest concern, particularly for Memphis, is getting good shots, getting open shots, and converting against the length and the great zone defense of Baylor.
Let's take a look at the Continental Tire starting lineup. First for the Baylor University Bears. They come in with a record of 4-0. Lester Medford will run the point guard. You got Torian Prince, Rico Gathers, Jonathan Motley, Royce O'Neal, a very, very long team for Baylor. And for Memphis, Markel Crawford in the backcourt with Avery Woodson, Trayshawn Burrell, Nick King, and up front is Austin Nichols. You may look at this Baylor lineup and see somebody missing. Well, that is Kenny Cherry. He is not in the lineup. He has been day-to-day with a foot injury. And he will not suit up here tonight as he has that walking boot on. Baylor in white, Memphis in blue, and Baylor controls a tip.
Justin Kutcher right now. Memphis goes. The Tigers minute.
So we're lucky it wasn't Baylor who had to start off on defense.
Scott said he would change it for me if it happened, but interesting to see this lineup at Memphis. They were trying to control their turnovers. Had a tough night against Wichita State, and here almost another one. And it was.
It is a turnover for Memphis.
And the length there of Torian Prince impacting. By the way, nice to be with you for Thanksgiving.
It is great to be with you.
And we do have our share and thanks.
Top of the key, Royce O'Neal. Torian Prince hits the corner three.
Yeah, he is really an impact player. Hurts you in so many areas.
Torian Prince coming off back-to-back 15-point games, averaging almost 12 points per game in the early going this season.
Well, Baylor communicates great. Starts out on a 1-3-1, then bends to what you're in. Great hustle, coverage, and again, the ability to extend legs and arms. That time, drop kick.
It is pretty incredible as you look at this zone. Scott Drew, now in his 12th season as the Baylor head coach. Ball is tipped, saved by Markel Crawford.
Nice little entry pass and a good clean look.
No good. Nearly an over the back fell. It's just out of bounds off of Austin Nichols. Josh Pastner in his 6th season as the head coach. He's won 20 or more games in each of his first 5 seasons with Memphis. He's brought them to 4 straight NCAA tournaments. And the pressure is on in Memphis for Pastner.
Yeah, 10 new players this year. Rose at the guard spot, but seldom happens. How about that?
Top of the key three.
Deep dribble.
6-0 start for Baylor.
They can extend and take away threes. You're going to have to dribble gaps, run some man-to-man stuff like that ball screen. Nichols.
Look at the length.
Great coverage. Listen to the chatter, too, defensively.
Now, a trap in the corner. Nichols goes to reverse. Can't get it to go. The rebound chased down by Motley. Those are the type of buckets in this game for Nichols that you have got to make.
You've got to elevate quickly against this team and finish with some authority. Nice pass.
Good luck underneath. Royce O'Neal and a timeout taken here by Josh Pastner. Tell you what, this is looking like our first matchup. An 8-0 run by the Bears to open up this ball game. 17:43 to go here in the first half. To open up this ball game. couple of three-pointers, a bucket underneath.
You know, you talk about their inside game as well, but the ability, Sherry, who's relaxing, hopefully and not in much pain, but Medford doing the job for him. But the point forward mentality of Gathers. What a terrific look.
Rico Gathers a big body for this Baylor team. 6'8", 275. I think he's got a future in football. I really do.
You're easily impressed with these big bodies. You know?
Well, it's because I'm small.
As I am. In shape, though.
Where I'm from, we didn't see people like that big and strong.
Well, you're the size of my center, which is why I'm doing color work right now.
Memphis will inbound underneath the basket. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
And folks, watch the coverage, too. Justin was talking about the length in the arms. They really chatter. It's terrific. Point.
Pookie Powell, top of the key three. Rebound for Shaq Goodwin. And a fresh 35 here for Memphis. There's Goodwin underneath. He's that hustle guy.
Yeah, that's the guy they need. They're not starting him simply because of foul difficulties. They want to prolong those early two that he's generally getting lately.
And there's Goodwin with his length, able to break up that pass. King gets called for steps. Another turnover here for Memphis. These two teams meeting for the first time since 1988, which was the first round of the NCAA tournament. Memphis won that game 75-60. They weren't Memphis back then, they were Memphis State.
Remember?
That's how long it's been.
I remember Keith Lee in '85. This has been a great program for many, many years. Too deep.
On a good-looking shot there by Motley.
One idea is to beat it down before the zone gets set. That's not bad there. How about that? Speaking well, Powell settling down to at the beginning of the year is very tough on young people.
Pookie Powell, a Prop 48 player, was on scholarship last year, could not play or practice with the team. So he's really been outside this team for really organized basketball for almost 2 years.
Oh, good offensive rebound.
Gathers, gets it blocked out of bounds, will stay Baylor basketball.
Now you're playing on Powell, too. When you come in and play a Wichita State team with their great defense, it is difficult.
Checking in for the first time, Deng Deng, number 45 for Baylor.
Pardon me?
Prince in the paint, blocked by Nichols. Nichols brings it up. And now Memphis will try to reset.
Nichols does a nice job blocking shots. He's in good position. Good job handling the trap.
Take it in once again, Powell. Offensive rebound, Nichols. He gets fouled, and Nichols will go to the free throw line when we come back. 15:39 to go here in the first half. When we come back, we'll revisit that last meeting. Go all the way back to 1988 when we come back. First half, Baylor leading Memphis. And we told you the last meeting was back in the NCAA tournament in 1988. So let's find out what was going on. Well, Ronald Reagan, he was the president. Rain Man, I'm a very good driver, was the #1 movie in the country. The Kansas Jayhawks, Danny and the Miracles, they won the NCAA tournament. I know you're a big fan of George Michael's faith.
Very much so.
And gas prices are coming down right now, but not what they were back then, $1.08.
I'm not going to ask you your political persuasion, but were you old enough to vote?
At that point, no, I was not. However, how about this? You think about Danny and the Miracles winning the national championship that year, right?
Larry Brown.
They were coached by Larry Brown.
In Kansas City.
And Larry Brown now coaches SMU, and SMU was picked #2 in the American Athletic Conference ahead of Memphis.
How about that? Larry Brown's been around a while.
Man.
And I've been around and done a great job for quite a while.
Speaking of great job, Austin Nichols at the free throw line. The American Athletic Conference Rookie of the Year last year, averaging 8.5 points per game this year. And 1 for 2 at the line.
He had that one block, Justin. He hit 6 against Wichita State. And this kid really is an outstanding looking prospect.
Royce O'Neal, a dangerous threat. Gathers the spin move, tried to go under Nichols. Not a good shot. Here comes Memphis. Pookie Powell looking to push. Kick ball out of bounds.
I like the idea of pushing the ball, getting into it quickly before the terrific defense is formed. So solid.
That's one way to avoid the, that big 2-3 zone of Baylor.
Now, you don't have to shoot it, but you can pry and make them work, maybe get them out of position.
So much for that.
It looks like a 2-3 look. Now it looks like a 1-3-1. It's amazing, depending on where you position your players. Nice look.
Inside with the left, and the finish is Nick King.
Nice job.
A 7-0 run by Memphis to answer the 8-0 run by Baylor as they open the game.
Got to take away his left side.
Al Freeman, number 25, in for the first time for Baylor. Tried to go backdoor for Deng Deng. That pass picked off by Chris Hawkins. Now an alley-oop the other way for King. Doesn't go out of bounds, and it'll stay Memphis basketball.
Boy, playing with a lot more confidence, aren't they? Settle down. Team generally is good defensively, but here that high-low set and a lack of communication and coverage, that's what you have to do. Pry, move that basketball, pop, flash to the low post, high post.
Baylor looks like they're trying to trap in that corner pass. Powell able to save it. Nichols, the trees around him as it blocked out of bounds, stays Memphis ball. Substitution for Baylor. Torian Prince comes back in, replacing Royce O'Neal. And Markel Crawford back in for Memphis as Nick King will go to the bench.
Boy, nothing easy around that rim. You've got to pump and go strong.
Plenty of time on the shot clock, 15 for Memphis.
Trying to keep it out of that dead corner to eliminate any trapping.
Shot clock at 5. Hawkins, shot clock at 1, has to put it up. He does, an air ball. Medford. And now Medford looks back to his coach, Scott Drew. Medford turns the corner. How about this little teardrop?
The other way, over the top.
Offensive foul. Jonathan Motley called for the over-the-back foul. Baylor so far off to a 4-0 start, averaging just 50 points per game allowed. Opponents, you see what they're shooting. The rebound margin with this length, and it's pretty impressive considering they play a zone.
Well, at the other end of it too is early in the year, teams are unaccustomed to playing against the zone. Although just telling us both that they've worked hard against it, knowing that they might and would run up against Baylor.
Trouble, escape, Powell for 3. Got him. How about this? Memphis, a 10-0 run to take a 2-point lead, and Baylor hasn't scored in the last almost 5 minutes.
Composure, just relaxed a little bit, playing with some confidence. This team's going to get better and better.
Motley in the paint, draws the foul. He'll go to the free throw line. Who's the foul going to be called upon?
The ability to run baseline. Look at all the attention. The far corner not covered from the top side. Pretty good little dish and delivery.
Shaq Goodwin called for the foul. That is his first and the team's first. Jonathan Motley, a redshirt freshman, makes the free throw.
He's their energy guy. A lot of speed and quickness. You can see the length. Going to be a terrific player. Put on 20 pounds. He should hang out with you. We'll put on 40.
What are you saying? I eat a lot?
Well, you can. Great consumption.
Quickly back the other way goes Memphis, but a good job by Baylor getting back on defense. And for the first time, number 33, Austin Mills.
Nice entry.
Skip pass, beautiful. Crawford, 3, got it.
And Nichols, the catalyst there with the read. Diagonal look. Efficient on the offense.
A 13-1 run here by Memphis. Al Freeman for 3. Offensive rebound. Prince for 3. Got it. And Baylor needed that one.
Yeah, just solid play. Mills with a nice looking delivery. And the finish, pretty. They're trying to get a lot of 2 playing 1.
Burrell's 3 is short. Dang crashed the boards.
And Deng can run to the rim too.
Prince, good ball fake and a reach and foul against Trayshawn Burrell.
Got enough threes, kid? You like that diet? Skip pass, you're picking up the lingo. And a Prince is charming. With the nylon. Give me a smile.
One as Memphis has a 1-point lead over Baylor, and Baylor's playing without their starting point guard, Kenny Cherry, who is day-to-day with a left foot injury. And Cherry, you can see him as the huddle dissipates. There he is with a walking boot, and with Cherry not playing, that opens the door for number 33, Austin Mills, to play. A walk-on, Austin Mills. He's getting some time from Beverly Hills, California.
You just like saying Beverly Hills, huh?
I do.
Hi.
You know, we flash back to 1988. If we went to like 92, then we're looking at Beverly Hills 90210.
You may have started it. Interesting how Memphis, a couple of days of practice, the improvement. Josh saying that that's what they have to do. They have to grow as a team. This is too easy.
Royce O'Neal, the corner 3.
Nobody covered. No vision on the basketball.
O'Neal, a 46.8% three-point shooter last year. So you know he can hit from outside.
They've done a nice job, Memphis, with ball movement, forcing 2 guys to play 1, hitting the post and looking opposite.
Dangerous pass. A deep 3 by Powell. Didn't need an offensive rebound.
That's where you can get 3s on the kick out.
Godfrey, he gets fouled, and the foul will go against Austin Mills.
Notice this, everybody jammed in. Not a good thing. You got to face the ball when you're guarding the inbounder, force it to one side. And everybody's scrambling and not paying attention.
Powell brings it back out.
But they exchange well, though. Kick off to one another.
Powell tries to leave it off to Calvin Godfrey, who loses it. Mills comes away with it. Up ahead for O'Neal.
Oh, what a look.
Pass, unable to finish those. Prince, but it's put in.
You give it to O'Neal, maybe?
Oh, he's the one who put his finger up.
He's got my vote. Boy, what a great kick out by Mills, and then a fine.
8-0 run for Baylor. A couple of 8-0 runs for the Bears here. And they lead by 4. Another good skip pass. Crawford for 3. Rebound for Mills.
They're getting good shots. That's what you have to do. Good, clean look.
Mills, transition 3. Short, and a rebound for Austin Nichols.
That was from Sunset Boulevard.
See, you actually know the names of the streets there. I just know the zip code.
Got to keep going inside to get some touches. Don't settle for 3.
Powell, reach and foul. He'll go to the free throw line. That would be number 2 against Austin Mills. This Memphis team, talk about transition. They've got 10 new players on this team. And with all these injuries, they've had just 4 practices total where they've had the entire team healthy and available.
The number 64 pops out.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. What's nice about this group, though, they have a top 10 recruiting class, and they've got all these kids back. So if they can show this kind of growth from the Wichita State game, I think they've taken advantage of practices, skull sessions. And Josh knows they like to play good teams and be prepared for their own league, and then obviously the NCAA tournament. He's done a great job there. Quickly to 130 in the win category. Amazing.
Yeah.
That's a tough city, though.
Taking over for Calipari.
Yep, not easy. It's like following you. It's like following you and Vince Scully.
Yeah, almost.
Someday, kid.
2-point ball game, 9.5 to go here in the first half. Justin Kutcher alongside Bill Rafter here at the 2014 Continental Tire Las Vegas Invitational. The winner of this game moves on to the championship to take on Illinois. Good defense fronting there by Avery Woodson, who pokes it away.
That was terrific, too, because they had emptied everybody, lifted them high, and just a little shape up low.
Lester Medford will inbound. O'Neal again for 3 off the inbound. That's his second one where he's been left open.
Of course, he could plumb bob over Woodson, the size to deliver the punch.
Now you're bringing golf into the broadcast? You know I love that.
That is your game.
5-point lead for the Bears.
Good seal inside.
Woodson took advantage, got all the way to the hoop.
Nice play by King, just rolled on his man. Carte blanche to the 10.
Medford looking back to Scott Drew for the play.
Great movement on offense. Nice double screen at the end here.
Prince, the pull-up, no good. Goodwin tries to get the rebound. It's chased down by King. Here comes Nick King in transition.
Nice run.
Goodwin with the left, too strong.
Woo. What a nice feed. Everything but.
Medford asking for some help. Now takes the deep 3. Rebound into the hands of Markel Crawford.
Boy, Motley posted up beautifully.
King out of control. Underneath Goodwin. Falling away, a lot of contact, no whistle.
Wow. Play on.
Medford a couple times has picked up his dribble, then gotten himself into some trouble.
A lot of tired guys out there right now.
It's a back and forth pace.
Yeah.
Motley left open for 3. Yikes, that's why he was left open.
Ooh. Tighten the screws on the boards.
In transition, Woodson. And Avery Woodson has tied this one up at 20.
I think you got to keep going inside if you're Baylor. Size differential, power.
Medford gets in the paint, in the corner. Good ball movement, O'Neal for 3.
Thought he had it, didn't you?
Just short, right on line. Woodson into the corner. Crawford for 3. Got the roll.
Once again, 2 guys played 1. Bared the baseline. Excellent execution right now.
An 8-0 run by Memphis. Timeout called here. A timeout called by Baylor. 23-20. Memphis on top. A fun first half here in Vegas. In the huddle, and I got to imagine he's happy with what you keep on saying, making 2 defenders play 1 guy.
They've been very unselfish. They've exploded up the floor to have ample opportunity. They haven't gotten stuck late in the shot clock. They've taken away that trapping situation in the corner. They've hit the high and low post and skip pass, as you alluded to earlier. I think right now Baylor's got to start doing some strong arm things. Now just relax, settle for the 3 after you do some things low.
into the game for the first time. Just kidding. I thought Ish Wainwright was coming in. I think he thought he was coming in too.
He is.
All right, there he is.
Hey,
look at that.
Knocking him down.
3-point barrage here. Medford pulls it back out. Shot clock at 10.
Nice show and covering the back.
On the baseline, Deng hits the jumper.
Well, they spread, don't they? Get yourself open, give a guy a passing lane.
Woodson.
Well, not a good look, but a good cover.
Freeman picks it off. Wainwright running the floor, gets bumped, and he'll go to the free throw line.
That's a great giveaway foul, but an excellent pass on the money.
A one-point ball game here in Las Vegas. When we come back, you saw a feature on Fox Sports Live about Isaiah Austin. We'll talk to him when we come back. This over Baylor, and we are now joined by Isaiah Austin. Isaiah, thanks for joining us. Now, we just saw the story that aired on Fox Sports Live prior to this game. You were diagnosed with Marfan syndrome. You declared yourself for the NBA draft last year. Just kind of take us through what this past, I don't know, 5 months have been like for you. And now, as this might sound weird for you, a student manager, assistant coach on the Baylor basketball team.
You know, it's been fun. It's been honestly some of the 5 greatest months of my life, just because I've been able to touch and inspire so many people with my story, and you know, the feedback and everything, that all the support that everybody has been showing me. I just can't thank them enough for it.
How about at the NBA, what they did? That was spectacular. Mr. Silver, it must have been a thrill for you and your family.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Adam Silver and the NBA, they didn't have to do that for me and my family, but that just shows how much class they really have.
How about the seats are very slow bringing them out? I mean, can they find a manager? I don't know.
Oh, man. You know what? I don't get a head start like everybody else, so I'm in the back row. So,
so if you can, kind of take us through what it's been like now that you're no longer playing basketball, but you're still part of the team. Coach Drew has brought you in, and you're there at practice every day, and you're traveling with the team. What is it like for you now, almost like a coach?
It's actually pretty fun. You know, a lot of the guys really listen to me because they have a lot of respect for me, and they know that I know the game pretty well. But, you know, I've been learning a lot from Coach Drew and the staff, and I'm really falling in love with being a coach.
How about being a full-time student?
Oh man, that's rough right now. You know, I'm in 18 hours. You know, but it's something that I'm just coping with, and I'm working hard to get that degree.
And what is the degree going to be in?
In business marketing.
You think basketball you'll be a coach someday? You get that feeling now?
You know what? I hope so. You know, one day I hope to be a coach one day, but right now I'm just working on being a kid still. You know, I'm trying to do all I can to stay young.
Guess what? We're still doing the same thing.
I'm still trying to be a kid. Don't let the gray hair fool you, big fella. If you were in that last timeout, what would you have told your team?
I just need to tell guys we need to lock back in. You know, we've been missing some assignments on the defensive end and giving guys open shots that shouldn't get open shots. And we really need to box out because they're killing us on the offensive glass right now.
Trying for the look underneath for Rico Gathers was Deng. Poked out of bounds. Will stay Baylor basketball. We are speaking with Isaiah Austin, who is a phenomenal player for Baylor the last 3 years. Was diagnosed with Marfan syndrome, and you said how you've touched so many people's lives in the 5 months. What exactly is Marfan syndrome? How does it affect you day to day?
Well, Marfan syndrome is basically a defect in your connective tissues in your body. They're all weakened. And, oh, he should have threw that live. Sorry, but you know, some of the symptoms are long arms and an incaved chest and stretch marks across the body. And really, what it does is it just weakens you, and it puts you at harm if you're playing physical contact.
Did you know any of this? I mean, before you were diagnosed, did you feel like there were some symptoms or some, I don't know, liabilities or whatnot with you that you were limited by something?
Never. You know, I've never had you know, a collapse in one of my workouts. I've never passed out. I never had breathing problems. So when I heard the news, I was really, you know, just confused, and I really didn't know what was going on.
You know, yesterday we watched the manager meet you down the floor. Then you retaliated. But we were really impressed the kind of condition you're still in, though.
Yeah, you know, I still get out and I jog a little bit. I try to do as much as I can with the team in practice, just shooting around with guys. But, you know, I try to stay fit.
Hey, Isaiah, we appreciate you stopping by.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Enjoy this year. Good luck graduating. And have fun with us, okay?
Definitely.
Go with the coach, and I want to stay broadcaster for a while.
All right, all right.
And don't forget the feature you saw on Fox Sports Live before the broadcast. It'll re-air on Fox Sports Live afterwards. 2-point lead for Baylor, a tie game, Baylor and Memphis with 3:53 to go here in the first half. The winner of this game moves on to the championship tomorrow night to take on Illinois, who defeated Indiana State earlier today on our air 88-62. And in this one now, between these two teams, well, they'll have to deal with Rayvonte Rice, another big body guard, 21 points in that opener. Can shoot from outside, can attack the hoop.
A body made, huh? Goodness, some power. And loves to go left. He's good around the rim. And they had a good turnout, too, didn't they?
They're scouting for tomorrow.
They'll be scouting the tables later, maybe.
At the free throw line as Rico gathers. A little hitch in the shot. And the rebound pulled down by Nick King.
And they were talking about that, Memphis checking out on free throws. Josh Fielding, Baylor's exceptional in that particular category.
Mookie Powell directing traffic. Nichols, nice play. Good seal in the finish.
And a gamble cost them a sellout. On that outside, Nichols very clever, using the derriere to ward off. Just nice. You can see that sellout there, just causing extra. Rico, now if he stayed in position, he gets help from the top, maybe a double team, a scrape, and Nichols able to enjoy the moment.
Austin Nichols came into tonight's game 9 for 13 at the free throw line on the season. Can't get the roll. Deng fumbles the rebound, and it stays Memphis basketball. Substitutions now for Baylor. Jonathan Motley, Torian Prince, and Royce O'Neal check back in for the Bears with 3:30 to go.
Well, when you fumble it like that, you say, dang it.
Let me say it again.
Don't repeat yourself. They do have some subs, don't they, Baylor? Deep, talented, and the same type of extension. Look at this ball movement.
Now the double. Still plenty of time on the shot clock.
They're making Baylor work.
Woodson. What do we have? Should be an offensive foul. Rico gathered himself and had position.
If you get going full speed, Gathers does offer it up. We saw that in practice yesterday, taking a head-on hit. An easy call for the official. Get too deep, pay the price.
2-point lead for the Memphis Tigers. Came into tonight's game 1-1 on the season. Beat Prairie View A&M on Monday, 77-49. They lost their opener to Wichita State. They fell behind early in this one, 8-0, stormed back, a 13-1 run. It's been a game of runs really in this first half.
Nice slip by Gathers, didn't find them.
Shot clock down to 8. Medford at 5, the deep 3.
Settled, offensive rebound though.
Motley, kick out. Prince, the step back jumper.
Really forced that one though.
Woodson pushed it back the other way. Underneath, King. Nichols, little 8-footer. And a rebound for Medford. For Baylor, you want a good shot on this possession.
They've been struggling on the offensive end. I think it's attributable to excellent defense by Memphis. Popping out and showing on screens, covering in the back.
Gathers, waiting to set the screen for Medford.
There's the show.
Shot clock at 6. Ball is tipped. Motley with 3. Motley draws the foul. And that'll be the 6th team foul. And they're going to say it is a shooting foul.
Yeah,
So Motley at the free throw line.
He's an interesting player because he can little jump hook around the rim, puts it on the floor a little bit.
A 7'1" wingspan.
On the questionnaire for Baylor, I'm sure they say sleeve length.
You and go to recruit.
You and I would be turned down at the door.
Can we be a walk-on? No.
Go to Men's Warehouse, please.
If you don't have to get your shirts custom made, you cannot play for Baylor.
Yeah, they're not off the rack.
Motley ties this one up at 27.
Love the level of competition, don't you?
This is great.
Nice involvement by both teams.
Good one. Crazy play. Nichols ends up with it, loses it out of bounds, and it's Baylor basketball.
But they are getting in there, though. It's the decision-making and finishing the problem for Josh's guys.
Let's see what Baylor can do offensively. They got bailed out in the last possession with a foul with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Good job by Goodwin on that denial in the box.
Gather sets the pick into the corner. Prince stepped on the sideline. Turnover for Baylor. Memphis basketball with just over a minute to go here in the first half.
Well, I thought they had Gathers rolling to the hole there. That long pass didn't find him. What a family, huh? The Drews.
Can you believe
Bryce and Homer?
he's been here for 12 years, and he's not the most famous brother?
The hook and ladder.
Yeah.
I heard the dad doing some Illinois games. He's terrific on the air, by the way. Great knowledge of the game and just a terrific human being, as all the family is.
Backdoor alley-oop, and the flush by Burrell.
The busyness in the lane set it up. Nice diagonal look.
About a 7-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Again, Baylor hasn't been able to get a good shot. The shot clock's been winding down under 10. Medford, the spin, leaves it off for O'Neal, has it poked away by Goodwin, and it will stay Baylor basketball.
Great read here. And of course, all the activity here and here helped this particular play. Just a wonderful diagonal. And falling asleep in the back there didn't help. Prince unaware.
Motley, pretty spin move.
There,
off the glass.
It's got a lot of stuff, doesn't it?
And now Memphis can hold for the final shot. It should be tied, or Memphis will have the lead to close out the half. Powell, the 3. Wow!
Wow, with confidence.
And that'll do it here for the half. A great first half of basketball here in Las Vegas. Memphis trailed 8-0 to open up the game. And now Pookie Powell hits the 3, the deep 3, to give Memphis a 3-point lead going into the locker room. 32-29. Memphis leading Baylor here in Las Vegas at the 2014 Continental Tire Las Vegas Invitational. The winner moves on to play Illinois tomorrow night in the championship at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, let's hope the second half is as good as the first half. A 3-point lead for Memphis. After the break, Jay and Dan will be in studio for an FS1 halftime update. Welcome back to the 2014 Continental Tire Las Vegas Invitational, second half between Baylor and Memphis. The winner moves on to take on Illinois tomorrow night right here on Fox Sports 1. The Continental Tire first half stats, they're really pretty even, which you would expect in a three-point ball game. But what stands out to me is rebounds in favor of Memphis.
Absolutely. Good solid play. Very competitive on the glass. And the other thing that jumps out, maybe not in the snap, but the ball movement. Finding people, spacing properly, challenging. And the contribution off the bench doesn't hurt either.
Not at all. Points in the paint advantage for Memphis. You mentioned those bench points, a 9-point lead for the Memphis Tigers. Came in a record of 1-1. Baylor undefeated at 4-0. And if you look at the first half, the leading scorers for Memphis, Pookie Powell with 10 points. Royce O'Neal for Baylor with 10 points. So what are you looking for here in the second half for both teams?
Well, the big thing, I think, is to find their way offensively for Baylor, where they're going to pry and search. And I think some more touches on the box a little bit and then settle for the three. And conversely, I think Memphis has to continue to exploit the defense, have two play one, and go inside out as frequently as they can. And the other thing, Memphis getting into that lane and making better judgments when they are at the rim.
Memphis to inbound to start this second half. Arkell Crawford on the floor with Austin Nichols, Nick King, Avery Woodson, and Chris Hawkins. Hawkins on the baseline, the kick out to Woodson for three. Got it.
And terrific use of the dribble and a great decision at the rim on the kick out.
For Baylor on the floor for the second half, it is Lester Medford with Jonathan Motley, Rico Gathers, Royce O'Neal, and Torian Prince. The original starting five for the Bears. Good look. Motley, the baby hook, too strong, and the rebound for Avery Woodson.
Nice job by Nichols.
Nichols has been impressive.
He sure has. Very active. The poise they've exhibited is extraordinary, I think, against this tough play there. Got it jammed up.
A traveling violation against Nick King.
This early in the year, as mentioned earlier, zone prevails. I mean, it's just, you're not comfortable, particularly how do you show this kind of size at a practice?
Yeah. With broomsticks? I don't know. Prince on the baseline. Just right over Avery Woodson. That's what the height will do.
He is a nice player. Range and adroit around the rim.
8 points for Torian Prince in this ball game, coming off back-to-back 15-point games.
Nichols trying to duck in on Gathers, very tough. He just holds position with that strength.
Woodson, a little out of control, gets it back, has it blocked, Gathers has it. Here comes Baylor, looking to push. Medford nearly carried it.
He did, he got away with one.
Prince gets fouled. This is going to go against Austin Nichols.
So that's one of those play-ons. I thought that was solid play. Good attack to the rim. But the mistake at the other end, just not good basketball. The ability now, what you can do once you catch it. Jump, little hook. You've seen him make that jump shot as well. They got a couple of guys that are tough outs.
Prince, a 54% free throw shooter on the season, makes the first. Substitution for Memphis. Woodson goes out, coming in as Trayshawn Burrell.
You know, they've got to do a better job not going too deep, Memphis, and getting caught in traffic. Make quick decisions. The other big thing is creating a passing lane for that guy.
Makes both, 2-point ball game. And a full court press here by Baylor.
Trying to rush you and speed you up.
Burrell,
and that's because they have Nichols in that foul line and a little below. It brings the big in the middle up on him crowd freezes him for that delivery. What a pretty play.
Chris Hawkins with the emphatic alley-oop dunk. Again, Baylor is playing without Kenny Cherry in this game, day-to-day with a left foot injury. Shot clock down to 10. Shot clock at 6. Motley, the face-up jumper, gathers, gets fouled. Who's it going to be on? It'll be on Nick King.
How about this? Just beautiful basketball. You can just see Gathers has to go up and recognize Nichols, and that bears the back. Ring-a-ding-ding.
I wasn't ready for the full audio. That scared me.
And why not? Coming with some strat targets.
O'Neal again off the inbounds. That's his third three off an inbounds play.
And in different spots. Baseline, the first one, the wing, and then the other wing.
If I'm Josh Pastner in a timeout, I say, okay, on an inbounds play under their own basket, I don't care who's on them, but somebody stay with 0-0.
Give a layup up.
1 point ball game. Good ball fake.
Good ball movement.
O'Neal with the rebound.
It's not easy to finish with the bigs.
Good hands by Chris Hawkins. Hawkins with the offensive foul. Lester Medford was there.
And that's being in a hurry. And as you mentioned, no coverage out here whatsoever. You got to know where the shooters are. Got to spot up. Boy, he wants the ball to go out of bounds and get a touch.
You mentioned before how he was a 46.8% three-point shooter last year. He came into this game just 3 for 12 from three-point land. I think he's refound his stroke.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot more confidence. The speed he has at the rim, too, so he's got the whole composite.
Pookie Powell, number 3, is checked back in from Memphis. There's O'Neal again for 3. You might want to stay on him.
I think you got to forget the numbers.
16 points for Royce O'Neal. He had 19, 14, and 5 in the win over Stephen F. Austin. A foul on the floor on the pass. And that is against Motley. But O'Neal with yet another 3, and Baylor leads by 2. 10-2 run for Baylor has given the Bears a 2-point lead over the Tigers. Royce O'Neal, 4 of 5 from three-point land.
And how easy are they? Walk in, step in threes on out-of-bounds plays. He's praying for deflections so that they inbound it and light him up undetected. Just inferior defensive response.
16 points for Royce O'Neal, 6 of 7 from the floor. Pookie Powell with 10 points from Memphis, 2 for 4 from three-point land. Powell coming off the bench for the Tigers. He hit that 3 before the end of the first half to give Memphis a 3-point lead. But a nice run here by Baylor.
Pookie's going to be okay, but it's going to take a while. I mean, you have great guards one year, inexperienced guys the next, so it's going to take a while for Memphis to grow in that area. I love the way they're deploying, though. Double high opens it up for the slip. Pretty play.
Nichols under the basket, tough angle, had it blocked by the backboard.
Boy, they wall up, don't they? Those big bodies.
Ishmael Wainwright, kick out in the corner. O'Neal out of control.
Pretty good recovery.
Medford will now reset with 15 on the shot clock. Motley with 7. Goodwin. Rebound, Wainwright. Air ball in the putback, and it's saved right into Wainwright's hands, and that's what you can't do.
Never. Not a good play. Just throw it up in the air. Ooh. Not good when you assist the opponent.
4-point lead for Baylor. Powell, top of the key 3. Medford with the run out. Lays it up. Dang with a throwdown. timeout taken by Memphis. A 14-2 Baylor run.
Ooh, long rebounds generally. How about this run out? Bring it on! Leave the lights on. I'll be home soon. Send it in.
Dang with the emphatic alley-oop dunk, 43-37. You knew this was coming.
He speaks 4 languages. They said 3. Arabic, English, Dinka, and send it in. Put some music. That was pretty. Caught in Never Never Land on the long 3. Everybody enjoyed it.
How about Deng Deng, a native of the Sudan, moved to Egypt at age 4, Australia at age 9. And here he is playing in Waco, Texas for Baylor, and now they force the turnover.
Now they have really not done the full extension trap. They were man-to-man full. That time a double up. You got to be alert at this level all the time.
And I love that they did that out of a timeout. Change things up.
That's where you want O'Neal to catch it.
Yeah, I don't think he's shooting from out there. A 14-2 run for the Baylor Bears. It's really been a game of runs. Medford gets the screen. O'Neal for 3. Didn't have the handle when he shot it. Wainwright the offensive rebound.
Boy, did he spot that, read it, and go for it.
By the way, Ish Wainwright, he's a true sophomore. He looks about 35.
Powerful built as well.
Dang on the baseline. Awkward shot out of bounds. Whose ball? It stays Baylor basketball. If me and Wainwright go to a bar, who gets carded?
Well, you get carded with anybody. Right out loud. Well, they are really attacking that glass, too. You've got to stick them if you're Memphis. Keep those big bodies away. Lengthy bodies.
Fresh 35. Dang, can't handle that pass from Memphis.
Not too tough. That was the hard one. Can't blame them.
But with the turnover, they can set up this full court press yet again.
They're 2-2-1.
Not sure Nick King's the guy you want dribbling up against that press.
Well, that's the idea of a press. Get the wrong guy to handle. A couple of big trips, I think, right now for Memphis.
A lot of dribbling for King. Shot clock at 10. Goodwin has it blocked.
They're so tough at that rim.
Goodwin saves it to Nichols. Shot clock at 3. Nichols can't hit. Deng with a rebound. Look at Deng lead the break.
Send it up
to Motley.
Nobody running to the rim. Tardy, lethargic, in blue.
Nichols again with the trees. Again can't finish. Here comes Baylor. This is a danger zone right now. Deng. Was that the heat check or I don't even know what that was. Up the side of the backboard.
They got an offensive foul. Who they got? Nope, it was Nichols.
This is against Nichols.
Well, you can't finish around the rim, but they certainly can. Memphis struggling with the bigs at the other end, but running the floor, not the foot speed to cover. Different game, different level.
Nichols called for his 3rd foul, goes to the bench. Nick King goes to the bench as well. Calvin Godfrey comes back in, number 40 for Memphis.
Well, you've got to commit and elevate quickly against Baylor. They close down. And you would note it off there how they put their arms straight up. They don't reach down and get a silly foul.
8-point lead, ties the largest lead of the game for the Bears. Going back to when it was 8-0 to open up the ball game. Wainwright left open for 3. Short and a rebound for Pookie Powell. Good look ahead. Woodson for 3. They need it in and out. Rebound for Gathers.
2-hand snatch. That a big guy.
Look at the behind the back pass. Prince, free throw line jumper is short. Powell, good crossover with a hesitation, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Pretty good move, you're right. Unable to convert.
11:57 to go here in the second half. Baylor riding a 16-2 run to take an 8-point lead here in Vegas. This is the desert. Look at that. All the lights, the colors. It's pretty cool.
It's the desert, but I haven't been thirsty.
45-37, not yet at least. Baylor leading Memphis. And this week our Thanksgiving feast of college football continues as 13th ranked Arizona State battles 11th ranked Arizona. And then on Saturday, Notre Dame renews its rivalry with USC in Los Angeles. It all begins tomorrow on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. It actually began today as TCU crushed Texas 48-10 to keep their playoff hopes alive. At the free throw line for Memphis is Pookie Powell.
They've been struggling trying to score now, and I think part of the difficulty is when you get it around the rim, if you pump, you could pump all day, you're not going to get any water. They just close off, but finding somebody on the baseline or the top, you've got to make a quick decision. If I can't go quickly, I've got to turn and find, and somebody's got to present themselves.
1 of 2 at the line, 45-38. The winner of this game plays Illinois in the championship of this 2014 Continental Tire Las Vegas Invitational tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Right here on Fox Sports 1, the loser will take on Indiana State. That game is scheduled for an 8 o'clock Eastern Time tip. Wainwright, shot clock at 5. Medford. Prince has to put it up. He does. Goodwin tips it, keeps it alive. Here comes Crawford.
Good job. Nothing there. That's it. Get yourself a good shot.
Really good communication defensively for Baylor, although Woodson's left open in the corner. Can't hit the 3, the rebound for Prince. Dorian Prince having himself a nice game.
They've got a lot of nice pieces, though, Baylor. This is a catch-your-breath trip. Little double on the left.
Medford for 3. Too strong.
Oh, goodness.
Grab another unforced turnover. Calvin Godfrey can't corral the rebound.
Squeeze it.
And now mass substitutions here for Memphis. Trayshawn Burrell, Austin Nichols, and Nick King all come back in, replacing Godfrey, Woodson, and Crawford. 10.5 to go, 45-38. Baylor leading, trying to move to 5-0 on the season.
Going straight man on this inbounds play.
Shaq Goodwin comes out.
They need somebody
Crawford
else.
was supposed to stay in.
It's always good to have 5.
And now Tim Comer is making sure everything is all right. Making sure it's kosher.
Good piece of officiating, too. Just making sure he reports.
Speaking of kosher, how good was that turkey dinner tonight?
Very, very nice. Boy, the out-of-bounds have killed him, haven't they?
Al Freeman hits the 3 from the corner. And now a 10-point lead, largest of the game for the Bears. And like you said, those out-of-bounds plays have been devastating. That's what, 4?
3 for O'Neal and 1 that trip.
And a timeout taken now by Josh Pastner and Memphis. Realizing this game is slowly getting away from them.
And just a little screen, nobody really covers properly. You don't get through, no hand hedge. And all of these things are gone through. Actually, that should have been a slide underneath. Slip the pick and get out there. Some sense of urgency.
A 19-3 run for Baylor since it was 35-29.
They can be explosive.
Again, the winner of this game will take on Illinois tomorrow night in the championship at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The loser will play Indiana State in the 3rd place game at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
lot of growth, though, from what I've seen in Memphis. And now it's against a team that makes you think a little bit, makes you react, doesn't give you anything easy at the rim. And Scott Drew's Baylor team.
Justin Kutcher alongside Bill Raftery here at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. Baylor against Memphis. The winner moves on to the championship tomorrow night. King has trouble with that, wasn't expecting it. Kick ball out of bounds by O'Neal. And they'll put 15 on the shot clock.
Well, you can be more aggressive on the perimeter when you got those bigs in the back, too. And Baylor communicating much better and reacting much better.
What's scary is they've said, you know, we don't have Isaiah Austin back there, but you still have some long guys. Nichols in the paint.
That's one of the few times you've been able to touch it there.
O'Neal on the curl. Had the pass deflected right back to him, missed the shot.
Look at this.
Prince with a rebound. The bucket and the foul.
Too much dominance. Activity. Of course, anytime you move and don't screen your guy out on the weak side, you move towards the dribbler. Look at all the attention. All the Blues here, weak side in good shape for the tip and finish. Wow.
It's so deflating if you're Memphis. You played good defense, you forced a tough shot, and then you give up the offensive rebound, the putback, and the foul on top of it.
They put a lot of pressure on you. They complement it with their ability to make deep shots, too. It's not like it's all inside.
Right. 10-point game. The last field goal for Memphis was their first in over 8 minutes of play. Let's see if they have another run in them. Not a good shot by Powell, but it's out of bounds off of Baylor to stay Memphis basketball. And Avery Woodson to come check back in, and Pookie Powell knew it. He was walking to the bench.
A learning process. It's just not getting shots, it's getting good shots.
Dismal shooting here in the second half for Memphis. Shot clock down to 10.
The Baylor keeps under 40% generally.
Burrell. And a rebound for O'Neal.
We're unable to finish. Trepidation they arrive with.
Austin Mills pulls it back out. Coming up on 8.5 to go.
Single. Pick your poison.
Shot clock at 10. Freeman leaves it off. Prince too strong, never draws iron. Gathers, puts it up with 2 seconds on the shot clock.
He wanted it more. What an aggressive rebound by the big guy.
And now drawing the foul is Nick King. King will head to the free throw line. The foul on Torian Prince.
And talk about banging and pursuing. Look at that grab. Just more effort, more intent, aggression, personified.
And now you wonder why I said he could be a tight end with those hands.
I think he's got the intestinal fortitude.
King at the free throw line, short. Has just 2 points on the night. Back in Chris Hawkins. He replaces Trayshawn Burrell. This Memphis team, 10 newcomers, 2 freshmen, 2 transfers, 4 JUCO transfers, and then 2 returnees who didn't see any time last year.
Under the floor right now, that's part of the problem. We'll get the timeout. Scott Drew didn't like that press being shown. Wants to make sure they're aware. No turnovers.
Memphis, this team, you see the way it's composed by class, but again, it's the newcomers and how do they come together And Raph, you know as a coach, you need some time to gel. They haven't had that time with all the injuries. Again, just 4 practices as an entire healthy unit. And yet, as you've mentioned, they have shown progress from their exhibition loss to Christian Brothers to the opening loss against Wichita State. They beat Prairie View A&M, and now, especially in that first half, they looked really good against Baylor.
Well, you get spoiled when you have guards. You can improve all you want up front, but if you don't have guards that understand the pace of the game, good decision making, making sure the ball is moved and not bounced, and execution exists, and right now that's part of the dilemma. Who am I going to put in there that's going to consistently run the show for me? And you've been spoiled as a coach because they've had such a great run of guards.
You know, people said, hey, they got Kedron Johnson from Vanderbilt, a guy who is an all-SEC performer. But Kedron Johnson had put on over 30 pounds when he missed a year of basketball, so he's not in basketball shape right now. He's not the Kedron Johnson we saw when he was at Vanderbilt. Medford has it stripped. Good save by Crawford. And Crawford is yelling at Hawkins, look up. King just throws it up out of control.
You don't get a second chance, generally speaking, with the bigs.
Weston Medford, a junior college transfer, 2-time National Junior College All-American.
2 different places, right? That's pretty hard.
Taking time off the clock are the Bears. Shot clock down to 10. Freeman. Prince for 3. Got it.
Wow. Boy, what patience. Took a little breather. Ended up with a good one.
Torian Prince, 3rd straight game with 15 points. A foul away from the ball. This will go against Lester Medford. And that is just the 15th foul. But patience on offense by Baylor. Finishes with a 3 from Prince. The game over Memphis with 6:47 to go. And Royce O'Neal has got 16 points, 4 of 6 from three-point land.
You got to know where he is, don't you?
He wears 00.
Yeah, it's he's a kid who's making shots. You've got to be aware, you know, the scouting report. 3 on out of bounds, and then a hum little normal offensive thrust. But you know that big rebound by Gathers as we look at the numbers, and I'll finish my thought.
Our Continental Tire game summary. Second half, just 20% from the floor for Memphis, and that's been a huge difference in this game.
Now the numbers tonight will not show you much about Gathers, but that one rebound showed you the intent and focus and involvement, and that lends to others stepping up too. Look at him talking in the back of his zone.
Nice little pass. Nichols got fouled by Royce O'Neal. And now Austin Nichols will go to the free throw line for 2.
It's that, what did I do, look?
Not just a look, he's now mouthing it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. It's like, what did I do?
You better be careful. As we know, you can say the wrong thing and be in trouble.
Nichols hits the first. 8 points now for Austin Nichols. 2 for 4 at the free throw line. Make it 2 for 5 at the line. Another rebound for the big man Rico Gathers, now with 8.
36% for Memphis in the second half. Just terrific defense.
Prince for 3. Short rebound there by O'Neal. The kick out. Freeman top of the key 3.
How unselfish is that? Well, what a night for O'Neal.
What did we talk about when we came back at the half? Impressed that Memphis, now an offensive foul against Shaq Goodwin, had out-rebounded Baylor. In the second half, it's been flipped.
Wiped out. And that's a bad turnover, too. That's a good example. Look at the unselfish play. Those step-in threes. Woo, savor them.
Timeout taken by Memphis. Offensive rebounds. O'Neal finds the open man. And you just knew, as soon as Freeman released that ball, it was going in.
Absolutely. I believe it's their 14th offensive rebound.
Scott Drew in his 12th year with Baylor, amazingly tied with Bill Self for second longest tenured coach in the Big 12. Rick Barnes, 17th year at Texas. I mean, I asked him yesterday, I said, can you believe you've been here for 12 years? And he said, I can't until I watch tape of me back when I first started and I had a lot more hair.
He was talking about the hair. And of course, he came in dire circumstances and resurrected this program. A lot of people saying, why would you go take that job? And boy, he has stuck to his goals and ambitions, and they are a rising, they have been a power. And this year, I think, they got some possibilities.
Yeah, and Baylor as a school, athletically, has really cemented its spot on that map in every sport, whether it's men's basketball, women's basketball, football.
First 1-3-1 look.
Reset, we'll turn the shot clock. Medford, corner, Prince for three. And a good weak side rebound by Trayshawn Burrell.
Boy, they come flying, too.
King in the corner.
Turn and look. Now, somebody should be sliding. Zapal's got to go all the way to the wing, and he would have had a jump shot. Instead, he stayed out by half court.
Burrell, tough shot off the glass, offensive foul.
Look who's got it, the big fella.
Rico Gathers again, and I wish you could have seen Rico Gathers in practice yesterday working on this.
Look at this guy. Just anything he can do to help his team win. Then he trots down, gets to the far end before anybody else. It's all about team for this guy.
There was a moment in last night's practice where he tried drawing the charge against Ish Wainwright, and Wainwright threw a dunk down on top of him.
It was hellacious.
And now he gets it blocked, puts it back up and in.
He's not going to out-jump you. He may out-strength you, but he definitely would out-will you.
And the entire team was jumping up and down about the dunk, and you said, hey, he tried taking the charge.
I mean, who else would do it? Oh, my goodness, just a great effort. Not elevating the highest, but big-time ticker.
6 points, 9 rebounds for Rico Gathers. A turnover off the inbounds. Medford. Wow.
Oh, there it
I
is.
don't think that was a pass, but it works out beautifully.
Goodness.
Another timeout.
Look at the guys around him, too. They can't believe it. That is terrific. Building team, chemistry, spirit, showing by example. A good challenge here. Forget about it.
Was it a pass?
I want it more. You might be right. You might be right. A little quick look. Good catch, Justin. I think it may have been.
Wow. I think it was. If you look at him, he sees him.
Whew. That is terrific. He is giving you everything he has. He is tired. I'm not coming out, though, Coach.
How about this? A 3-point lead at the half for Memphis. A 23-point turnaround here in the second half in favor of Baylor.
The impact defensively, we alluded to all the interior play where they wall up and frustrate you. Good reaction. And as much as they talked in the first half, I think they're doing more defensively. And the kingpin is Gathers. Always active, verbalizing, communicating with his teammates.
I know there's 4.5 to go in this one, a 20-point lead for Baylor. If we can maybe look ahead to the championship game, if we put Baylor in against Illinois, what kind of matchup is that?
I think the big thing for Illinois is how do you cope, particularly against the zone, and then you add the bigs in. And that's all part of the process, too. They push the ball. They're full steam. They play 10 guys, so that's a nice match. You know, Baylor plays
shoot
a lot.
the three.
Yeah, I mean, it's different contrasting styles. But the size around the glass, you've got to rebound against this team as well.
Nichols, a reaching foul against Lester Medford. That is the 17th foul, so 1-1 now for Nichols.
17 foul on the Bears. That puts Memphis in the bonus. At the line to shoot.
It is the third foul against Lester Medford. Nichols, 8 points, 6 rebounds.
Can you get something out of your defense now? Get yourself ready. Remember, Scott Drew called the timeout to organize what they have to do if there's any full court pressure. Look who goes across the lane. Fell asleep a little bit. It's going the other way.
Markel Crawford was out of bounds when he touched that ball.
Terrific pursuit.
How about Baylor has held Memphis to 11 second-half points.
And you're feeling good as a coach and a group if you're Memphis going into halftime. You know, we organized, we're solid. The wear and tear mentally of not being able to finish at the rim.
Scott Drew saying, let's take some more time off the clock. Under 4 minutes to go.
He's acting like one of those old-time coaches, right? Inside
Look at the
pass.
position.
What a great look by O'Neal, too.
Prince now with 17. Prince able to deflect it. Nichols. This is him against the trees again.
Look at that.
Just forcing it.
It's hard. Nothing easy around the rim. 2 or 3. Surrounded.
A foul against Gathers. Free throws coming up for Memphis, but it's Baylor here in the second half. Points in the first half for Memphis, 11 in the second half.
Pitching a shutout. Physicality at the rim. Some defensive lapses as well by Memphis, but oh my goodness, is this defense tantalizing in many respects.
You know, you think back to last year's NCAA tournament in that first round. And by the way, I'm very excited. It has gone back to being the first round.
It's easy for you guys that just can't figure things out. You know?
But it was Creighton against this Baylor team, and people thought Creighton would be able to shoot past the zone, and they couldn't shoot at all. And the zone right now seems almost as good as it was last year.
Well, they get out, they don't, it's not passive. So you're not going to get clean looks. They're aggressive, they verbalize. I think that's so important in any defense.
Again, shot clock down to 7. Medford, step back.
Tough.
Gathers, keeps it alive. Into the hands of Pookie Powell for Memphis. 3 minutes to play. Short rebound back to the hands of Markel Crawford. In the corner, King for 3.
They are rebounding specialists. Earlier I said old-time coach, you know, Boeheim, Thompson. This time of the game, even Mike Krzyzewski, they use as much. Wear you out. They know you're in a bad position. Keep you there.
There's a reason why all those coaches you mentioned have so many wins in their careers. Freeman, good move. A guy who played his last year at high school ball at Findlay Prep here in Nevada. Pookie Powell hits the pull-up jumper.
The size to look over the top as well against pressure.
Well, Baylor 66-47 is going to move on to take on Illinois tomorrow night in the championship of this Continental Tire Las Vegas Invitational. And the opener, Illinois beat Indiana State 88-62. It's a 3 for Torian Prince. And Prince now with 20 points in the ballgame.
See, there's a case of over-helping. Defensively, the containment was on Medford. You don't leave the guy wide open like that. Continuing play here just to get different bodies on the floor.
France goes to the bench, 3 points shy of his career high with 20. Talking about three-point shooting, Illinois in their win over Indiana State shot 9 for 20 from three-point land. They're going to need those type of numbers to hang with Baylor tomorrow.
But you still got to do something on the glass to get some inside touches.
Rebound for Dang.
Deep, talented, with great size. And a premier guy out. Shadi.
Yeah. And I know how disappointed you are not being able to say something.
Shadi Amor.
You know, what kind of Thanksgiving is that if he's not playing, you can't have that line?
I worked hard on that all week.
It's almost as bad as your cheers at dinner. Jump ball, possession arrow for Baylor, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Baylor's going to move to 5-0 on the season. Memphis is going to fall to 1-2 on the season. They've got a game against Indiana State tomorrow night.
Both teams really trying to improve their play.
Freeman, again, this time doesn't go off the inbounds. Offensive rebound by TJ Maston, the freshman, who has it blocked, but it'll stay Baylor basketball. Maston, good bloodlines. Nephew of Tony and Derek Petit. Both his uncles are here watching this tournament. I thought that was really pretty cool.
It was great to talk to both of them, having been fortunate enough to announce some of their games. One at Temple, one at Texas Tech.
There is Maston underneath, short, gets his own rebound, goes to reverse and puts it in.
And look at the fans and the uncles.
Look at Isaiah Austin up on his feet. By the way, special thanks to Isaiah for doing the interview. Really, really good kid.
Very nice.
And an inspirational story. You can watch the feature on Fox Sports Live, which is coming up at the conclusion of this game.
Great example for others. Been fun.
It has been fun. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there. Baylor wins 71-47 over Memphis. For Bill Raftery and our entire FS1 crew, I'm Justin Kutcher saying happy Thanksgiving. And now let's go to Fox Sports Live in LA.